Hey guys, you join me here, Snowmany6. We are back on Ballyspring, so something a little bit different today, and we will show it here. We are doing a little bit of soil sampling, guys. So, did that work? I think we might be missing something. We did one. Take soil samples, hold. So there we go. Not sure. We didn't do a whole pile different there. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's gone on there, but anyway, we'll cruise around here. We're just tipping through the field. We're going to get a few samples done, and we will send it away. So you will see the money has come down just a little bit. Maybe I folded it by accident. I might hit the wrong button. That tends to happen. So we're just going to squeeze to make sure we get the most of the farm. So it's something a little bit different, guys. We don't normally we've never actually done it ourselves, so this will be interesting. This is in the new field that we have purchased. We need to get up the hill here a little bit. So we're just judging it off the green dot. Oh yeah, we definitely folded last time, because I just did it there again. So we're just using the green dot in the mini map as an indicator to where we need to be for best coverage. And one more might see us out. Something like that, I think, will complete the cycle, guys. So we can now fold it up. Wrong way. So it's a bit of a steep one. Yeah, there's a fair angle in it. So I think now if we hit Y, so we'll send them away, and yeah, we should have a soil sample here pretty quickly. So that'll be handy. So today's action is we'll be getting back into that field cutting, and we'll be cutting in a few more fields. I think that is our soil sample through. That's not bad. 1,200 euros for that field. Take that, guys. And now we need to find a new place to store this. So yeah, we're constant fight of looking for places to park our equipment. Have we space in this shed? We actually might. Just here in the back corner, we might be able to stick it in here. We're behind the didn't fold up. Just here behind the animal trailer. That should be a good enough spot for everybody. So we'll quickly dot out here to the animals and we'll see how they're getting on. They're looking good. Starting to patch the grass there a little bit, but all in all, they have another day or two out here, and we'll be whipping them in fairly fast if we can. Then, guys, probably sometime around mid-October, I'd imagine, is when this field will be done, and we will get them in at that stage. So I just said we'd introduce a new little bit of our farm technology, which is the soil sampler. So I think from here we will advance a little bit of time, and we shall be back shortly with what I hope to be a fourth cut. So we are back, guys, as you can see, beginning of October, and you will see the fantastic news: our wheat is up. So it is fantastic. We're quite happy with it. But however, also with the wheat coming up is the weeds. So we're going to get out here. We have the narrow tires on our Massey. Oh, she looks different. First time I think we've had the narrow tires on her, and it's the first time we're probably spraying a crop like this. So we are going to get in. Just going to unfold here, and we'll set ourselves up, guys, and we should be good to go then for a spot of spraying. Those of you who are quite observant will notice the grass field. Is that going to work for me? There we go. We can now lift up our arms. So we will go for forward. We will engage this, engage that, and we are spraying weeds, guys. So a recent development for ourselves is we have upgraded, well, not so much upgraded, but our joystick had failed us. We couldn't teleport the boom out anymore. The Z-axis, I think, had failed on that. It would retract it, but I couldn't teleport it. So I went away and we've invested a little bit and picked up a farm stick. So we're now running that. So that's a little bit interesting, and do think it adds a little bit more an authentic touch to the game. I will say that. Having everything kind of at the fingertips on the controller is a nice feature, I will say that. And it's a nice joystick, guys. Playing with it now for a couple of days, and I must say I'm well impressed with how it works. It's a solid build, feels solid anyway, and we will be sure to test it out pretty rigorously as we go through. But for now, guys, I must say plenty of keybinds, and I think I have most of my functions now on that. It's actually gotten to the stage now where even moving around the map, we tend not to grab the mouse that we used to when we were walking around. Using the joystick and the look button, we can kind of figure that bit out as well. So I will say it is nice. I'm quite impressed with it. So long may it last, and hopefully it's as durable as most things these days are, and we'll get a couple of years out of it, or longer. I think the last joystick we've had for, I want to say 5 or 6 years, maybe a bit more. So if we can get that length of time out of this, it will have been a sound investment. Definitely will have been a sound investment, guys. So don't want to clip the shed, and we're just getting away with it. So I'm not even going to attempt that, so we're just going to do is that, and I will back up, and my weight, for some odd reason I lowered my weight. Not a good start. So we'll just run around, still getting used to a few of the keybinds, hence why I just dropped stuff there instead of turning the sprayer off. I actually lowered it. I'm so used to pressing the center button to engage stuff that yeah, I just don't think now. So we're just going to continue the good spraying here, and we'll get it done. It's quite a big field really when you think about it. So something else we should probably think about doing at some stage in our career is a new combine, but we're not in any rush for that. The old little Bison, I think, or yeah, I think it's a Bison. It does quite a good job, so it does take a bit of time, but sure, look, it's enjoyable. I enjoy combining, especially in this one, because we don't do a whole pile of it. It's once a year. We do a lot of grass work though, so yeah, different things. Yeah, if we had a lot more arable land, which we will at some stage, probably would make more sense then to have a bigger combine with a bigger header, be it 5, 6, 7 meter head or something like that, that we could get in around and do things with. But for what we're doing now, Bison does a great job, guys. So we're going to finish up this spraying, and we'll be back here then when we start cutting our grass. Now I will probably cut the pasture there to our right, and the reason I'm thinking that is I'm hoping if we can cut the section where the hedge was, it will change texture automatically, and that might save me having to invest in a plow and a seeder this winter. But yeah, no guarantees on that just yet, guys. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But for now, we're going to finish this, and we'll be back here in a little bit, and we'll be working on our forecut. See you in a second. And we are back, guys. So we are mowing. So we've started in the newest field we've purchased, and it just gives the other fields a chance to keep maturing a little bit. Not that it'll make much of a difference. We're planning on knocking them all in the day. So that is our plan. We're looking very much down, and that'll tell you how steep the angle of this field is. You'll see throughout this will be up and down on the old view button, just to keep us kind of looking out the tractor instead of looking at the floor or looking at the sky. There's quite an angle on this field, guys, so it is deceptive when you're standing there looking at it, but yeah, it's quite a big hill. So this will be a good test of the baler more than anything. The tractor's flying along here with the mowers, no real issue. So we're just going to crack on and get this done, guys. So it's a nice field, it's a nice big field as well. I had visions of maybe changing this to an arable field when I seen the hills, but seeing how steep it is, I think actually, and that's a good shot of it, I think our little combine will struggle badly around here, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to bring that suffering on ourselves. So we're just going to struggle on with the tractor and the baler, and we'll just, we'll cut it, bale it, and we'll wrap this. This will be sold directly anyway. This will be one of those fields. So we're just going to do one more headland. Get across it, and then we should be on to the, I'm going to call them ups and downs. They could be side to sides yet, depending on how it goes. I think we are going to struggle pretty heavily here when it comes to baling, so I don't think it matters a whole pile which way we go, but we'll give it a good shot anyway, guys. As you can see, it's just all hill, and even what we're facing into there is all just hill. So big field, but it's going to cause us a couple of issues. Well, I don't think it should. We've got 260 horsepower in this tractor, so we should have more than enough to deal with anything really, like. But that being said, famous last words. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These things can happen, and for some odd reason, in my intelligence, I hit the fold all button. So we need to set that up again. We'll jump external, we'll adjust our camera a little bit, lower down, engage cruise control. Oh, nope, we haven't lowered down. So we need to reverse. We are all over the place here on this. Try lowering down again, that's a bit better. Select forward, and away we go. So still getting used to the controls, as I say, but once you get the hang of it, nice easy feel in the hands. I just need to figure out what I'm doing sometimes with the controls, but other than that, with a drop in time, just about. So we just need to figure out that timing of the lift and drop, and we should be pretty good after that, guys. But I'm liking the joystick so far. It is good. Lift there, it's probably not too bad. And we'll drop in again. Just about. So we're probably going too fast on our turns. We need to sort that. But other than that, I think it's doing a pretty good job, guys. So what we'll do is we'll just disable our cruise control, do our turn manually. Might be a better way of doing it, and we lower in again. We can keep cracking on, guys. So we're going to bait on, and we're going to get this done, and we will probably be back towards the end of cutting fields just to see our progress. We have a lot of grass fields now to be knocking, guys, so really the grass operation has this. But once it, was going to say it's ballooned, but I wouldn't really say that, but it's definitely become fair amount of grass instead of just being a short couple of hours cutting grass. It has gone nearly to a full day of cutting grass, guys. So the farm is progressing, as I keep saying, but oh, now that'll tell you how steep the hill is. We nearly, I think if we didn't have that side mower on, we would have flipped that tractor. So we're going to have to be a little bit more careful here when we're whipping around. Maybe the angle we're going at is not the best for what we're doing. But yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on that as we go forward, guys. Nearly rode the tractor, and that would have been a crying shame. So there's a nice bit of weight because she's just, you can see she's just wanting to go down the hill as quickly as she can. So I'll tell you, we're not really touching the accelerator. In fact, we could probably be on the brake a bit more. So we'll slow her down this time, and yeah, even that, she just runs down the hill. So it will be interesting going forward how this field pans out for us. But for now, we'll, as I say, we'll bait on, we'll get a cut, and we'll see, can we cut the other pasture. I think it's too young a growth stage for us to actually cut it. But yeah, oh, this hill is actually kind of scary, guys. I just think I'm going to roll it, but I think our pasture is too young to actually mow it, so it's probably looking like a reseed job. So we'll have to keep an eye in the next day or two on the store, see if there's anything decent pop up, something that we're looking for. But yeah, other than that, that is us, guys. So as I say, we bait on, big tree in the way. We'll come back towards the end of the field session, and we'll see how we're getting on, and then we'll be back to windrow, bale it all, wrap it all, collect it all, sell it all, do it all again. Now we won't be wrapping every field, but this is definitely one field we will be wrapping. Probably keep the one closest to the farm for feeding to the cattle. Just probably makes the best bet. And the further away ones we will bale and wrap. Just go into it here at this angle, because we're more or less done. She just whips around that hill so fast, it's kind of scary. But one more pass and we are out, guys. So yeah, we're going to bait on, as I say. We're not going to do this third time saying it, I'd say. So yeah, we're not going to distract ourselves anymore, and I'll see you here in a jiffy with hopefully all the grass cut. And we are back, guys. So we're just in the last grass field and we're getting to it, chopping hard. We've cut everything, so it's looking pretty good out there. Yields has dropped as we expect as lime levels on fields change, and quality of grass will slowly deteriorate as the year goes on, which is pretty realistic in our mind. Your first cut will always be your best quality, and they'll kind of drop slowly as that goes on. So with that in mind, we're on our fourth cut. So yeah, so it's probably one of those things going forward. First cut would be our main pit silage, and yeah, second cut would probably be hay, and then we could do a third cut where we bale some silage just to have it, and fourth cut then would be probably again baled silage to sell. That would probably see us carry enough fodder for the winter months, and we might end up having to carry a couple of grass bales depending on how our paddocks play out, but I think this year has probably been one of the better years for our paddocks. So if we can keep that kind of a progress going, guys, I think we'll be in a pretty good standing. Another thing that's crossing my mind is, depending on the feed, I must check it out again, but I do think at some stage beet will probably be a contender as a crop to grow. I just gotta jump out here and close our gate. Yeah, so beet will be a contender as a probably as a crop to grow at some stage. We'll have to figure that out. Obviously, again, that involves spending a lot more money on machinery, we'd need a new seeder slash planter. We'd have to buy the harvesting equipment, which would set us back at the bones of 100,000, I think it is. Again, depending, could find stuff in the used market, all that good stuff. But for, we'll say, just going out buying it, you're looking at maybe 110, 120,000. And that's just to get the harvesting equipment. The seeder's probably another 30 or 40, and yeah, it all just kind of grows from there. So it's just one of those things. Beat, as I say, we probably do need it at some stage, but it's just an expensive get up and go kind of crop. Takes a bit to get you into the industry, and once you're in it, then we'd probably have to also buy a what is it, a crusher or shredder, so that we can actually feed beet pulp to our cattle. That is basically the process that we'd be going down. So if we are looking at doing beet, there's a bit of a road to go down. It could end up costing 200,000 all in. Yeah, so we'd have to be fairly well set on it, and yeah, we'd have to find a nice bit of land, because beet yields quite well from my memory. I haven't done it in a while, but my thought process would be, if it's yielding well, we don't need to be picking the biggest arable field, or we could definitely, what I've seen done around the place is people split fields, so they do half a root crop, half a standard cereal crop. So they tend to rotate the ground so it gets a bit of a break, because you're not meant to go root on root. It's just not a thing you do, or not something I've seen done anyway. Normally you'd either leave it rest of the year, or you'd grow something else, be it a cereal crop or beans or something like that, just to kind of give the ground a chance and something different in it. So that is on the cards. There's lots of things on the cards. We could do with butterfly moors, you know, just all these little things. But for now, we have the purchasing of land is probably going to continue, which is going to, I won't say put us at pressure, but it's definitely going to increase the workload. So then we'll have to start thinking about working smarter instead of flat to the board, because we're at a nice balance now. Oh, we can actually go this way. We're at a nice balance now where we have kind of a nice bit to do every so often, but we're not exactly run off our feet either. So if we can keep kind of that process going, I think we'll be doing in a fairly good place, guys. So as you might have seen, I think I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, we cannot still cut the weeds in our second pasture, which is a little bit upsetting. Grass hasn't grown enough, and it probably won't grow enough now before the end of the year to allow us to do that. So that's definitely one for the reseed pile. So that's just going to add a little bit extra to us as well, because as I say, if we need to go out and buy a plough, it's going to cost us, well, it's probably 20 odd thousand. Now we should make it in the milk, and actually on that news, our 10 young calves from day one have finally calved, guys. So our milk production has gone from about 3,500 litres to, I think it's close now to nearly 6,000 litres. We're up at like 5.6, 5.7 a day, or 5.7 every milking session. So I think they milk twice a day, 6 in the morning, 6 in the evening. So, and that then is sold. So yeah, we're in a good position. I think today might be the first time we see actually the outcome of that. We've been averaging, I think, about 5k from the milk. We'll just jump external for this last section. Yeah, averaging about 5k for the milk. So the fact now that it's going to be increased, we could be looking at maybe 7, maybe 8,000 a day, and that is good money, guys. So we definitely cannot be saying no to that. So if any ways we can improve that, that's the goal. But I think feeding direct grass so far has worked out pretty well. It's gotten us out of the hole of needing tethers and feed wagons and silage pits and all that stuff. But we're going to try and go down that road anyway. just to see can we improve it. But yeah, we're growing the herd size nicely. I think we're about 30, I want to say 7, or is it maybe gone into the 40s now in our livestock for cows, and sheep and goats have broken the 100 mark, and their pasture should hold them. I think they have enough food there to keep holding them, so we don't need to worry too much more about that. But at some stage, if we get, I'd imagine if we get close to 200 sheep and goats, that will cause us, not cause us a problem, but it will become an issue where then feed will be required for them as well. But I think hay will carry them for the most part. We might need to add a little bit more to that hay, but again, we can check it out when we get there. When we get to that stage and see what we have to do. And if we're at that stage, I'm gonna assume by that stage our finances are fine. If we were carrying 200 sheep and goats, the wool and the milk there, yeah, there'd be no issues turning a nice little profit. And by that stage we'd probably be up around 60 or 70 cows, and again the profit from the daily milk will be just and we'll be selling quite a bit of the older stock off as well at that stage. So yeah, so we're probably coming up close to the last pass, and then we're back to the farm, hook up our windrower and get straight to it. Now the one thing I actually think, if we did invest in butterfly mowers, we could probably swat a lot of this without the need of a windrower. So we could come in, do our 9-meter cut, something like that, or 10 point something, and swat it straight away. And that way we would be, yeah, we'd be in a fairly good position then, because we could literally just come straight back with the baler. So there's a way of increasing our efficiency straight away. And we're just going to run out here, crack open our gate, and we can leave it open this time till we get back in the field. Fold down my steering wheel. And we are out of here, guys. So we're going to strike back to the farm. As I say, we'll throw on the windrower and we'll get back out into the fields, keep it going. And yeah, we'll be baling then shortly after that, and it's another big wrap session and silage session. So maybe we should have gone with a round baler wrapper combination, probably be a little bit quicker, but this is something we can look to in the future. Again, we can switch back to round bales maybe, depending on how our new telehandler goes and stuff like that. But for now, we do not have the option. We're sticking with square. We've invested a bit of money in it, so we might as well stay with it and see the process through. So we're just going to cut through here, and we'll drive a little bit on the edge of the grass and see how we get on. Yep, so we're going to leave it here, guys. We have our forecut well underway. Our cows are still out in the field to our left. Actually, before we disappear, we will just quickly show you an update on the animal scenario, and yeah, we'll be back then after that for a little bit of windrowing and a lot more baling. So we'll just pull in here somewhere. There's probably good enough. Leave the tractor running, it won't matter. So if I do this, HUD back on, and we'll have to just drop that. You can see we're up to 47 cows now, guys, in fact. So they're actually doing pretty well. 10 more calves. I think it was 5 and 5, I think is what we got. So 5 females, 5 males, and yeah, they'll all be in here for the winter, which will also mean we'll increase our slurry production and our manure production over the winter months. So we'll be looking pretty good, and I'd imagine another day or so and those animals will be moving in here as we're working on getting forecut off the ground. But yeah, things are looking well, guys. Things are looking well. So on that note, we will leave it here, and we'll be back next day, as I say, probably moving cows, a bit of windrowing, and a lot of baling. So until then, thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you all again. Take care.